Carnivorous plants, plants of prey, plants that eat rather than being eaten. They've become rather a familiar novelty recently. Most of the ones that you buy in plant nurseries are imported, but we've got just the same kind of thing here in Australia. In fact, you've probably got some of them growing as close to your backyard as I have to mine. They're the little plants called sundews. Let's take an insect's eye view of a sundew plant. You can see where the name sundew comes from. They look very pretty and innocent, don't they? But for flying insects, this is a forest of death. Every one of those pretty leaves is a trap. And the sundews, well, they're not dewdrops at all. They're actually drops of digestive fluid, waiting for something to digest. And they're as sticky as glue. Sundews usually grow in such poor soil, they have to look elsewhere for some of their essential nutrients. So they catch flying insects and feed on them. They do this by pre-digesting the insects and absorbing the nutrients through the surface of the leaves. Those reddish tentacles that give the sundew leaves their characteristic appearance are the plant's sense organs. They're highly sensitive to touch. The drops of digestive fluid are carried on their tips. That red knob you can see inside each droplet is actually the gland that secretes the digestive fluid. This is how the sundew's trap works. The tentacles close over the fly, imprisoning it. In real time, this would take several hours, but we've speeded the action to show what happens. Eventually, the fly dies. You might say from a prolonged attack of digestion. Sundews are obviously highly efficient insect traps. But what do they use for a lure? Perhaps the droplets themselves have an attractive flavor, rather like the sugar coating on a pill. Actually, there is some evidence to show that they're quite nutritious. This little caterpillar certainly seems to thrive on them. It's not just the leaves that are eaten. The sticky drops themselves seem to be very much to the caterpillar's taste. The dressing for the salad, perhaps. Now here's an insect that has an even more surprising relationship with sundews. It's a rather one-sided association known as commensalism, a word that means feeding at the same table. This little bug feeds at the table of the sundew plant. The bug escapes notice from other enemies by wearing the same colors as the sundew. In any case, it's only the size of a pin. The bug only has to wait for an insect to be caught. Then it makes its way to the immobilized victim, inserts its proboscis, and has a leisurely meal. It's a precarious life. The bug only has to put 6 feet wrong to risk a sticky end. Well, you might think there are easier and safer ways for an insect to make a living, but when you think about it, those risks are well worth taking. After all, the caterpillar and the bug have a food source that's exclusively theirs. Other insects are not so adventurous.